several businesses in the town. And as our reporter Kaloran Kimwele now reports, the traders are now calling on the government to intervene and save their businesses.
Business owners in Thika Town have raised their voices to condemn the conduct of commercial sex workers who line up in front of their shops, a situation that has forced some of them to close down due to lack of customers. The traders have aired their grievances, saying that despite paying taxes and license fees, the sex workers who pay no taxes at all position themselves right in front of their businesses. When asked to leave, they reportedly become rude and arrogant.
Wasichana wenye wanajuza kimwili na ni wasichana wadogo, saa zingine mtu anakasirika tena sana. Imagine mtu anakuja na simama tu hapa kwa business yako. Unapata hadi customer akitaka kuingia huku ndani, at least akununulia kitu wa kupromote, hawezi ingia huku ndani ndo abai nini? Abai hiyo kitu. So mimi kama mmoja wa wafanyi biashara hapa Thika, mimi hiyo kitu nasikia imenikasirisha tena sana.
Additionally, according to Thika District Business Association chairman, these sex workers also hurl insults at couples walking by on their way home, leading to domestic conflicts, putting marriages at risk.
Hawana aibu. Anaita bwana akiwa na bibi yake, anamwambia huyo mko naye hawezi kuwa kama mimi. Saa nyingine ako na mtoto, hata mtoto yake. Saa nyingine unasikia mtoto anauliza mama yake, hawa ni nini wanaitania, wanaitia baba. Hiyo ni aibu. Unasikia mwingine anaambia bwana, wewe kuja jana ulikuwa na mimi, leo uko na huyo, na sasa huyu ni bibi yake. Unafikiri hiyo nyumba itakaa vizuri jioni?
The traders are now urging the government to intervene and assign the commercial sex workers specific areas such as nightclubs where they can operate away from business centers and residential neighborhoods.
Hata tunaona wasichana wengine wadogo akikataa shule anaingia kwa hiyo biashara. Ukija hapa jioni, sijui kama ni under 14, under 15 wamejaa hapa. Na ni mzuri sana serikali ichukue hatua ya kumaliza hiyo mambo kabla hata wale wako nyumbani wadogo wasikuwe ati wanapotea shule, akipotea sekondari anakuja hapa, akipotea primary anakuja hapa, na wakipotea majumbani kazi wanakuja hiyo ya ukahaba.
Kitu ya kuudhi sana ni kwamba sasa wameanza kushika hata vijana wa shule wavulana, wakiwaita, wakikataa wanawazunguka, wanawazingira, wanawapora.
They have also called on the judiciary to enforce stricter penalties on this illegal trade in order to eradicate it completely. They argue that even though police arrest and present the sex workers in court, once released, they quickly return to the same trade as if nothing happened. Caroline Kimwele, KUTV.
Now, President William Ruto has reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening national security through collective responsibility and modernization of the military. Speaking during a cadet commissioning parade in Nakuru County, the president emphasized the role of every Kenyan in safeguarding peace and stability.
It was a day of ceremony, strategy and solidarity at the Kenya Military Academy in Lanet, Nakuru County, as President William Ruto presided over the cadet commissioning parade. Addressing the newly commissioned officers, the president underscored that no force, however powerful, can secure a nation single-handedly, stressing that true security is a shared responsibility where every citizen plays a vital role.
In the Horn of Africa, peace remains both a mission and a mandate. Security today transcends national borders. It demands regional and international cooperation. We must therefore remain vigilant, coordinated, and resolute. I thank the Kenya Defence Forces for their unwavering commitment to this vision. Through loyalty, discipline, and professionalism, they have safeguarded our communities, affirming Kenya as a sanctuary of peaceful coexistence.
The head of state called on Kenyans, political leaders, and the media to handle military matters with sensitivity, warning against casual discussions that could jeopardize national security.
I therefore want to urge all Kenyans, leaders, politicians, journalists alike, that our military men and women are the anchor for our stability, and therefore we must be sensitive and keep off matters military in random talk. My administration will defend by all means possible our military.
President Ruto announced that the KDF is undergoing major modernization, embracing new technologies, restructured training, and doctrine updates to counter digital warfare, unconventional threats, and transnational challenges.
I am working with the commanders to make sure that we make every facility, equipment, and support available so that you can discharge your duties of securing our nation for the benefit of each and every Kenyan.
The commissioning parade also marked a historic milestone as the first cohort of cadets graduated with a bachelor's degrees in Defense and Security Studies from the National Defense University, Kenya, an achievement the president said aligns military training with modern academic and strategic goals. The graduating class included officer cadets from 6 African countries: Burkina Faso, Mozambique, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, and Uganda, reflecting Kenya's growing role in regional cooperation and peacekeeping. Brenda Nyongesa, KUTV.
While following a point of order raised by Bumula Member of Parliament Nelson Wamboka on the status and fate of disbursement of National Government Constituency Development Funds and GCDF, Treasury CS John Mbadi appeared before Parliament with proof of 7 billion disbursement done today as part of the ways to clear the 3 months default.
Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, John Mbadi, appeared before the Parliament today to provide an update on the status of disbursement of funds under the National Government Constituencies Development Fund (NGCDF) for the financial year 2024-2025. This follows a heated debate in Parliament yesterday, the 15th of April 2025, as members of the National Assembly threatened to suspend sitting until the disbursement of NGCDF. Mbadi, in his defense concerning the late disbursement, pointed out carryover from the last financial year, financial constraints in the months of January, February and March, occasioned by disbursement of school capitation, payment of loans of up to 75 billion and salaries of up to 80 billion.
We have the intention to make sure that there is money released to NGCDF. I want to give a commitment that in the course of this April, we will give again another 7 billion.
While Mbadi announced the release of 7 billion to the NGCDF today,
an amount of 7 billion was released to the State Department for Economic Planning. That is the route through which CDF is paid.
the gesture did little to appease the MPs. They demanded 21 billion as the bare minimum.
Before even I continue, what we are expecting from you today is 21 billion. The bare minimum and take home as we speak is 21 billion. All these other things you are saying, capitation, county money, it is your responsibility as government to send these monies. The year is coming to an end.
Delays in the disbursement of NGCDF stem primarily from the National Treasury's failure to release funds on schedule, despite several commitments made before. Mbadi promised to change this narrative, citing his expertise, government's initiative like cutting the borrowing of commercial loans and funding from external sources like the World Bank to be the go-to strategy.
I listened to one of us argue that this country is likely to be taken to pari, that we are likely to default in debt payment. That is irresponsible statement. It is irresponsible, it can cause panic, and it should not come from someone who has chaired Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Members of Parliament voiced dissatisfaction with persistent delays and accused the Treasury of undermining NGCDF operations, which directly impact development projects and education across constituencies. Anyango Sylvia, KUTV.
Now we will proceed. Now, while touring the ongoing construction of the Regional Maritime Transport and Ports Logistics Center in Kombani, Kwale County, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki reaffirmed the government's commitment to revitalizing the blue economy and creating economic opportunities for coastal communities. The multinational training hub, once complete, will serve students from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It will offer specialized courses in maritime transport, shipbuilding, marine science, engineering, and blue economy. The DP Kindiki described the center as the cornerstone of Kenya's strategy to positioning itself as a regional leader in maritime education and innovation.
Hii mambo ya uchumi wa bahari na vile tumekuwa tukitegemea bahari kama kitega uchumi. Serikali hii imekuwa serikali ya kufuatilia sana, kuleta manufaa zaidi kwa wananchi ambao wanatumia ama wako karibu na bahari, na hii ni mojawapo ya ile projects ama miradi ambayo serikali ya Kenya Kwanza imeleta hapa ili kuhakikisha kwamba vijana wetu wanapata utaalamu wa kwenda baharini, wa kutumika kama coxswains ama engineers wa meli, na pia katika mambo ya bandari. Na kama vile gavana amesema, huu tu ni mradi mmoja. Tuko na miradi mingi sana hapa pwani katika kaunti za Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi, Lamu, Tana River.
Now from that, we take our first break here on KUTV's News at 9. I'd like to see you on the other side, so stay tuned.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
They find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated,
Inclusive setups.
by providing the right facilities.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Continue engaging with us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Kemuma_Munadi. Now, the Central Bank of Kenya has announced it will lift the moratorium on licensing new commercial banks starting July 1st this year. The moratorium, which was imposed in November 2015, was aimed at addressing governance and operational weaknesses in the banking sector. The move comes after years of regulatory reforms, including a recent law raising the minimum core capital requirement to 10 billion shillings. With the moratorium lifted, the new investors, both local and foreign, will now be able to enter the market provided they meet the enhanced capital threshold, as smaller banks merge to meet the requirement. Grief and sorrow filled the air at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Multimedia University, where students, faculty, and family members gathered to honor the late Sylvia Kemunto, a first-year student whose life was brutally cut short late last month. During the heartfelt memorial service, Kemunto was remembered as a calm, friendly, and academically driven. Her peers described her passing as a sudden and painful loss, one that robbed them of a compassionate and dedicated friend. Her grieving family mourned that they called a tragic and premature end to a life filled with promise, hope, and potential.
Extinguished, stolen by an act of unimaginable violence at the hands of someone she would have been able to trust. There are no words adequate to express the profound loss we found.
I think it's also for us to learn from what has happened. And we are saying that as management and also as a university, as staff, and a number of them have spoken to us here, our eyes are now more open.
A livestock trader in Kenyanya sub-county, Kisii County, was found dead in his bed this morning after being attacked by two assailants the previous evening. The attack is believed to have stemmed from a land dispute, sparking calls for justice and thorough investigations.
Samuel Mangera Ogachi, a well-known livestock trader from Butire village in Kiabugesi sublocation, was found lifeless at his home after an assault by two unidentified attackers. Witnesses claimed the incident occurred at his son-in-law's farm, where a land dispute is believed to have escalated into violence.
Mzee alikuja akasema amefumaniwa na machambazi na vijana wawili. Nimeuliza ni ilikuwaje, akasema huyu mtoto wangu ambaye mtoto ameoa msichana yake amempeleka mahali na amemwacha huko, amemwambia wacha nichukue panga nitavutie nyasi ng'ombe, kisha akamwajia hao wakifumana naye. Sasa walipigana, huyu mzee alikuwa baki matope kabisa. Baadaye akaelezea akasema nimefumaniwa na vijana wawili, hiyo mtoto wangu alimchukua hapo akaniacha hapo, lakini nimehongwa, nimepigwa vibaya sana, hata wameninyang'anya simu na 14,000 kwa mfuko. Sasa leo asubuhi nimesikia kwamba huyu mzee aliaga.
Area Assistant Chief Evans Asanya condemned the heinous act and assured the community that investigation will be conducted at both Moganga Market and Deceit Home to apprehend.
Nimeita polisi, wamefanya uchunguzi na wataendelea kufuatilia hili jambo. Mimi kama kiongozi, mimi nalaani hao mauaji. Mtu yoyote hapasi kuuawa katika njia hiyo. Ni njia ambayo inaonyesha sio mzuri na tunakilaani hicho kitendo.
The deceased son Lucas Mochengo, he appealed to authority to expand the investigation, citing his father unresolved land dispute as a possible motive.
Tunataka serikali tusaidie, tufuate haki yetu, msabati ya kumana sisi hata tukiwa namna hii. Tunajua nani aliua baba yetu. Tunajua vile inaendelea. Familia tumekasirika, Kenyoroki tumekasirika. And because ako na mabarua ya ya kesi, alistaki kesi hiyo kesi na mambo yake yote ndio tunafuatilia nini nafanya.
Titus Masese, a resident of Mogonga, accused outsider of exploiting the market as a cover for criminal activities. She urged the suspect to surrender and cooperate with authorities.
Wanachama hapa wa Mogonga kama wanasuka hapa wa Mogonga. Kuna wengine wanakuja hapa kama ni biashara wanakuja kufanya, lakini wametoka kwa wanakuja kuua hapa Mogonga, kuharibia Mogonga chini. Hiyo kitendo tunasema isindwe katika jina ya Yesu. Vile huyu mfurana alifanya, akuje aende tu kwa polisi aongee vile alifanya. Hata akiwa wapi atatafutwa na atasikwa na ataongea vile alifanya. Hatutaki hiyo mambo. Tunakemea katika jina la Yesu.
Assistant Chief Asanya reaffirmed his commitment to launching an investigation in all relevant locations, while Samuel's body was transported to mortuary for further procedure. Rael Makona, KUTV.
Kitui Women Representative Kamene Kasimbi has issued a rallying call to youth to shun away from politicians who use them to settle political scores by attacking and disrupting their political rallies. Speaking in Mwala constituency, Kamene challenged the youth to use their innovative skills and their strength in numbers to register for voter cards and vote out bad leaders in the coming elections.
Tukiangalia sana wakati furugu iko ama siasa zinaanza, hao ndio people take advantage of them. Waanze kuwa ndio wanalipwa 150, wavuruge mikutano, wa shout at people, wasikubali. Let everybody, kwa sababu kila mtu anabebanga msalaba wake. Wacha hao washikilie na watake hii project, waichukue na the seriousness that it deserves. Ndio kila mtu in their own capacity wawe empowered. If we had an empowered nation, we would not see these riots. Hii kwa kutembea hivi wanavurugana, hii itaisha. Na mambo ya drugs, hauna kitu, hakuna kazi unafanya tu, wewe unaamukia ni sigara, ni muguka na hakuna kitu. When you're busy, hata mambo ya drugs itakuwa imereduce.
Now let's take a second break and then we'll be back with more.
In a world where uncertainty rules and opportunities are scarce, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, business strategies and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako na kataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, what you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Now, the 2025 Kenya National Drama and Film Festivals came to a climatic close at State House Nakuru, with President William Ruto gracing the occasion as the chief guest. So compelling was the talent on display that it sparked a promise from the head of state to monetize creative works via the eCitizen platform to reward and empower young creators. The 2025 Kenya National Drama and Film Festivals came Okay, we'll take that story.
Curtains fail on the Kenya National Drama and Feast Festival with a climax at State House Nakuru, with President William Ruto playing the role of the chief guest.
I am impressed by the quality and depth of the performances, which have fully lived up to our expectations. Do not merely support the arts symbolically, we back them strategically.
The creme de la creme in this year's event displayed their best in various pieces that declared a wealth of talent in the youth, prompting the head of state to reveal plans to extend monetization of such artistic pieces on the e-Citizen platform.
I think it is time for us to have a greater reach and to even monetize further the content that is coming out of these great performances, that this should be available on e-Citizen so that more Kenyans can have access to watch and pay for these performances, drama and art, and more money can go to those creatives who are part of this endeavor.
The location of the 2025 edition in Nakuru County was in an effort to attain an alignment to the government's intent to decentralize national events and promote regional inclusion.
Your Excellency, we promise you that we will not drop the ball as we carefully and methodically implement the competency-based education.
And I will not allow this nation to go down the drain for the people who are pursuing their own selfish and narrow interests.
Notably, the festival's further drew widespread attention with the denial of Butere girls to perform their play Echoes of War over its politically sensitive themes, and having been written by former Senator and former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala.
We must say no to people who want to corrupt our children with negative ethnicity and negative politics.
In sentiments perhaps aligned with this matter, President William Ruto vowed to protect the young minds from what he termed corruption by wayward forces, as he urged parents and teachers to do the same.
But I must say this as leader and parent, that equally as leaders, as parents, as teachers, we must also protect our children from pedophiles and drug peddlers and predators who want to corrupt our children.
The Kenya National Drama and Film Festivals have run for decades and continue to grow in scope and influence, incorporating new forms of storytelling, including digital media, spoken word, and cinematic productions.
That I will firmly stand by to protect our children and to make sure that we have a nation.
Stakeholders have once again been reminded of the power of the arts, not just as a source of entertainment, but as a mirror to society and a tool for national dialogue.
We are working closely with the creative director in the office to ensure that we monetize all these talents coming out.
Kutosi, KUTV.
Your Excellency, hizo tunaitwa mapanga.
Now, the Kenya Ports Authority men's volleyball team is set and confident ahead of the 46th Africa Club Championships kicking off this Thursday, the 17th in Misrata, Libya. KPA joins local giants GSU and Kenya Prisons to represent Kenya in the prestigious 14-day tournament featuring 32 top clubs across Africa. Head coach James Onchere believes the team is ready to break past the semi-final stage, while Captain Dennis Omolo highlighted strong team spirit and improved cohesion with solid preparations and management support. KPA aims to make a strong statement and surpass their past performances on the continental stage. Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain have booked their spots in the Champions League semi-finals despite a 3-1 loss to Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona advances 5-3 on aggregate, ending their 6-year semi-final drought. PSG edged past Aston Villa 5-4 overall despite a thrilling 3-2 second leg defeat. In tonight's fixtures, Real Madrid hosts Arsenal, while Inter Milan face Bayern Munich in decisive quarter-final clashes. The winners will join Barcelona and PSG in the Final Four. Minutes past the top of the hour. Many thanks for being with us throughout this entire broadcast. On behalf of the entire team, have a blessed night. My name is Yvonne Kemuma. On the sign language interpretation was Jennifer Obuya.